Abraham's near sacrifice. Why no Torah? Commemoration. The story of Abraham's near sacrifice of his son stands as one of the most dramatic and defining episodes in the shared heritage of the Abrahamic faiths. Known in Jewish tradition as the Akedah, the binding, this test of obedience demonstrates Abraham's total submission to God. Yet one striking question remains. Why does the Torah prescribe no festival or ritual to commemorate such a pivotal event, even though it ordains commemorations for other moments of salvation and faith? Torah's silence. The book of Genesis describes the scene in stark terms. Take your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah. Sacrifice him there as a burnt offering. Genesis 22 verse 2. The text names Isaac as the intended son. Yet for all its significance, the Torah gives no command to remember this event in the ritual life of Israel. By contrast, the Torah carefully prescribes detailed festivals for other acts of divine deliverance. Passover recalls the Exodus, Shavuot remembers the giving of the law, and Sukkot marks the wilderness wanderings. In the case of the Akedah, however, silence reigns. Islam's commemoration. Islam preserves the story in living ritual through the festival of Eid al-Adha. Each year, millions of Muslims worldwide commemorate Abraham's test of faith with practices that echo the original event. Qurbani, sacrifice of livestock, recalls God's substitution of a ram. Prayers unite the community in remembrance. Charity ensures that the poor share in the meat. Universality makes the commemoration a global act of worship. In Islamic tradition, the son who was nearly sacrificed is identified as Ishmael, Abraham's firstborn. Thus, what Judaism remembers only in narrative, Islam enshrines in ritual and practice. The scholarly puzzle. This divergence raises a significant puzzle. Why would Judaism, with its rich festival calendar, omit commemoration of such a defining story? If Isaac was truly the son placed upon the altar, then surely his survival, no less than the Exodus, warrants annual remembrance. Some scholars suggest that Genesis 22, verse 2, may have undergone redaction, with the name Isaac inserted in place of Ishmael. If the original tradition centered on Ishmael, the absence of Jewish ritual commemoration begins to make sense. A story once attached to Abraham's firstborn was later reshaped, and silence became the safest theological option. Historical critical insight. From a historical critical perspective, the silence of the Torah may itself be evidence of earlier memories. It is possible that the original story celebrated Ishmael as the son of sacrifice, a view preserved in Islamic tradition. Later scribes seeking to reinforce Israel's covenantal identity through Isaac may have shifted the narrative. The result was a text that names Isaac, but a ritual calendar that refuses to enshrine the memory, reflecting the unease of a rewritten tradition. Comparative framework. The contrast between traditions can be summarized as follows. Judaism. The Torah recounts the story, but prescribes no festival. The Akedah is remembered in prayer and commentary, but not ritually enacted. Islam. The near sacrifice is ritually commemorated through Eid al-Adha, making it a central act of worship and identity. Scholarship. The absence of Jewish commemoration is itself a clue, pointing to possible textual evolution and redaction. Conclusion. The silence of the Torah is as meaningful as its words. For Judaism, the story of Abraham's test lives in memory, but not in ritual practice. For Islam, it is a central annual commemoration, binding the global community in submission to God's will. For scholars, the absence of Torah commemoration hints at deeper layers of textual evolution and theological rewriting. In the end, the children of Abraham inherited the same story, but carried it forward in different ways, Judaism with silence, Islam with celebration. This divergence reflects not only theological difference, but also the complex history of how sacred texts were remembered, reshaped, and lived.